Alright everyone, again here Felipe from Fenriz Gracie, Berlin. Again here with my partner Daniel. We're going to talk about some concepts, and today we're going to talk about one of the most beloved submissions in Jiu-Jitsu, the armbar. Why and how does the armbar work? Why sometimes it doesn't work? So for us to understand the position, it's important to understand where we are supposed to be controlling, what are we actually trying to get. So basically here, when you talk about armbar, we have to have pressure on our partner's wrist and on the tricep, because what we want to do is to bend our partner's arm on the wrong direction, okay? So normally the arms bend in this direction right here, the direction of the thumb. We're trying to go to the other way in order to break, right? Of course, we don't want to break in training. Okay, don't break your partner's arm, everyone. What I see a lot of beginners doing is that they try to get the control of the wrist, and once they get the control of the wrist, they just throw the legs over and they insist on the armbar. That's never gonna work, right? And why it doesn't work? Because we just talked that it is important that we have pressure beneath the elbow and on the wrist. Okay, so if I have, for example, if we're talking about now, right, common situation when we attack armbars. If I'm just grabbing her wrist right here, I'm not preventing her from hiding her elbow, right? She can bring the elbow on the ground, and we talked about grips before. If I try to raise her arm with her elbow close to the hip, I'm not going to be able to do that. She's too strong. Alright, so if I don't have the control of the elbow, this is a situation that's not going to work. So, as a rule, when we're talking armbar, we're trying to get the control of the elbow so she can no longer hide it. And here, again, what we were talking before about putting pressure here. So I'm controlling, but I still don't have enough pressure, just have the control. So when I talk about armbar, I don't want to be aligned with my partner, I want to be sideways, okay? That's why I go into the S mount is so important, okay? Because now I put my hip under her tricep, and now I can put pressure on the elbow, okay? So I'm going further here with the armbar. I have my position, I brought the leg over, and now I have the situation right here. So first of all, people, I want to keep my partner on the ground, so keeping the leg over the head so she cannot come up. We're going to talk about this with more details later when we talk about pressure. But here, now that I have the control here below the elbow, as we talked, I want to have the control over the wrist. And here where I see a lot of people failing as well. Alright, so they want to extend the partner's arm, but they're using the hands. So here guys, I don't have to actually talk a lot about how stronger I am than Daniel, but if I try to use my hands, I'm not going to be able to extend her arm. Right? Because the hands are the weakest part of our arms. So what I want to do is to use the strongest part of my arm against the weakest part of hers. So what I want to do to extend the arm is bring my forearm, which is the strongest part of my arm, against her wrist, which is the weakest part of her arm. So now she can hold as tight as possible. I'm going to connect myself here to her arm. And now, as I lay down, I'm going to be able to extend that arm. And now that I have the control of the wrist, her arm is extended. She's no longer able to bring the arm back. And I'm going to be able to put pressure here with my hip, below the elbow, and getting the arm up. Again, everyone, my pressure here under the elbow, making sure that her arm bends in the opposite direction of the thumb. And now I get the submission. So very important to discuss about this strongest part of the arm against the weakest is if we understand a door, for example, the doorknob is always in the furthest point from the joint. Okay, that's why it's easier for you guys to move the door. It's the same thing with the arm, right? If I have my arm like this and I try to push the forearm, I'm not going to be able to do that because that's too strong. So if I try to push the wrist, I'm going to be able to do this. So the armbar is not going to be different. Right? I'm going to focus on the wrist so I can bend her arm, okay, really far away from the joint. If I try to pull on the forearm, I'm not being able to do this. I'm not going to use my hands, because my hands are not as strong as my forearm. From here now I connect my body to the arm, and my body against our arm is always going to be stronger, right? We want to use the body to move our arm, extend, and get the position. If we're talking about armbar from the guard, it's going to work the same way, right? And here, I'm focusing on getting the control of the tricep. If I control the sleeve, she can bring the elbow back, and I'm not going to be able to attack her arm right here. Her elbow is already out. I'm not going to have the pressure I need. So I control the elbow, I bring my body under her tricep, so now I have the pressure. Put my leg over so she cannot break the distance. And here, everyone, connected here with her wrist. I'm going to push up here with my hip so I can get the pressure under the elbow and get the submission. Alright? So those are some important concepts when we talk about the armbar. Right? Always keeping the control below the elbow, on the wrist, making sure that you don't use the hands to pull, but use the forearm connected with the body so you get a lot more power, generate a lot more power, and you're sideways to your partner. Okay, you have to have this pressure with your hips under your partner's triceps. Of course, there's going to be exceptions. There are different kinds of armbar. You're going to have some others that you're going to do in an inverted way. I'm just talking about the basics way so you guys can get a better understanding of the position. So I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Hope to see you all soon. Stay healthy. Take care. See you guys. Bye-bye.